Hey everyone, welcome back to another educational video. Today I want to address one of the most common questions that occurs in high school throwing. A question a lot of people think they know the answer to, but not quite. And that is, of course, should you glide or rotate in shot put? Rotation has definitely become a lot more popular over the last maybe decade or so, and that's for good reason. With great throwers like Ryan Krauser and Joe Kovacs and Tom Walsh putting themselves on the world stage, it really seems like rotating is the only way to go. But I really don't believe it's that simple. There is a common belief in the throws community today that gliding is dead, but let me assure you that is far from the case. And people will hear this and assume that I'm just not up to date with the world rankings or who some of the top throwers in America are right now, and I also assure you that's not the case as well. I say that asking you to kind of zoom out from a world perspective and kind of look at it from a level perspective. There are extremely high-end gliders at the high school level winning state titles right now. There are gliders at Division III and the Division II level that are throwing further than a lot of people could dream. You can look at CJ Licata at South Carolina, one of the best shot putters in America in Division I, is a glider. And recency bias kind of comes out a little bit because we haven't seen a glide shot putter win the Olympics in a while, but it really hasn't been that long. Tomasz Majewski won the gold medal in both 2008 and 2012 in the men's shot put while gliding. One of the most dominant female athletes we've ever seen in any sport was Valerie Adams, who was a glider. So I'm not necessarily trying to convince you one way or the other, because if I'm being honest, I do prefer rotational shot put, but I refuse to treat one thing as a one-size-fits-all solution. Everyone is different. That being said, let me talk about 3 things that I take into consideration when helping an athlete decide whether they should glide or rotate. Number 1, what are your goals? Everyone says they want to be the best that they can be, and I respect the crap out of that. But I just ask you to be honest with yourself for a second. Are you truly looking to climb to the highest point that you possibly can in this sport? Or is this more of a fun thing or kind of an off-season thing from your main sport? Neither of those are a bad thing. It's not an insult or a criticism. I'm just asking you to take that into consideration. Because if that's the case, learning to glide is probably going to be a lot easier for you. That being said, if you're looking to, pursue maybe even a state title or a district title if you're in Pennsylvania like I am, or if you want to pursue this at the next level in college, maybe rotating is the best option for you. Now, I can say this from a college coach perspective, whether someone glides or rotates does not necessarily make them more or less appealing as a recruit. That's a conversation for another day, but just know that if you do believe you're going to pursue this at the next level over 4 years in college, then learning to rotate might be beneficial for you. The second thing I like to consider when answering this question is how much time do you have? I made a huge mistake going into my senior year of high school trying to rotate. I was a decently high-end shot putter my junior year, and I thought I could really take it to the next level by learning to rotate. And that thought process isn't necessarily bad or wrong, but I did not give it the time that it needed. I rushed the process of learning it, and by the time the season came around, I was not comfortable and I was just trying to make it work. Had I started it maybe a year earlier or 2 years earlier, you could be having a completely different conversation. But if you're someone who just trains during the outdoor track season and no other time during the year, learning to rotate is going to be tough. So if you're maybe a sophomore in high school or a freshman in high school, I would say you have ample time to learn the rotation. If you're heading into your senior year, I'm not saying it can't be done, but I would definitely have a sit-down conversation with your coach about what the best move is, because sticking with what you're already good at, honestly, that may be the best way to go. And that leads me into my third point, and that is how experienced is your coach? I don't like running straight at the, well, my coach doesn't know what they're talking about excuse, because I'm a throws coach myself. I know a lot of throws coaches, and I actually find most throws coaches are very knowledgeable. That being said, does your coach have a system for teaching rotational shot put? Because nothing makes me cringe more than when I hear, oh, my coach just told me to do the discus spin in the shot circle. There are similarities between the discus spin and the shot spin. The bones are very, very similar, but there are key differences. So if your coach's method of teaching rotational shot put is just giving you that one-line cue, it may not be a great idea. But of course, you can always get in touch with a coach who has years of experience breaking down the rotational shot to make it way less overwhelming for people. Link in my bio. But if you're someone who maybe treats track as their secondary sport, who's heading into the latter part of their career, with a coach who maybe doesn't have a lot of experience coaching rotational shot putters, sticking with the glide may be your best bet. They're great throwers using essentially every technique, and I invite you to try the one that works best for you. If you need help figuring out which is best for you, or you want to get started learning rotational shot put, fill out the link in my bio or email me directly at tnthrowscoaching@gmail.com. I hope this helps. Throw far.